purple.
Welcome everyone to the THAC Q&A panel. THAC is a wonderful group of people who you may know for Marble Hornets. Troy has a camera, and their new wonderful thing called Clear Lake 44. So we're just going to open up, start asking a few questions, and I'm going to put this back there. And if at any time you have a question for these gentlemen, you could just form a line down the middle. I have a question I'd love to start with.
Okay.
What was the inspiration behind picking up the camera and starting Marble Hornets?
Drugs.
Off to a good start.
Lots. Never had mine before. This is crazy.
I know. It's a great logo.
Mood lighting.
That's a question. It's just right. Marble Hornets started back in 2009. Joseph and I weren't doing anything else at the time, and the whole Slender Man thing was just happening.
In its infancy.
In its infancy, and we were like, hey, let's make a. My mom was doing a good job. I don't really want to do that, so I'll just do this thing that I'm actually going to school for and make a video series out of this. And so I called Joseph and was like, hey, you do anything? And he was like, no. And so he came over to my mom's house and we wrote down 32 note cards, like, hey, this would be a cool thing to do. And so then we just went out and shot it like that very same night, the first couple of entries from Marble Hornets, and then
including one that will literally never be seen. Lots of flip-flops.
Oh yeah. We shot one that had our version 0.1 operator special effect that will never be seen by anyone. It involved lots of flip-flops. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And so after that, we just kept doing it, and the view counts kept growing exponentially. So we were like, well, we did something right. Let's keep doing it. So we kept doing it, and then after 9 or so entries, Tim came along. Sounds like he was just birthed to us. Like, yeah, he just came along, disappeared. And then after that, THAC started when we were like, doing scary stuff is really tiring sometimes. Let's do stupid stuff. And so we did stupid stuff, and then we kept doing stupid stuff along with Marble Hornets, and then Noah came. Hey. And then Noah showed up in the same way that Tim did. He was just there one day.
He kind of accidentally established the tone for THAC with what was originally intended to be a class project as well, with the Joseph Writes a Paper.
Oh yeah. Wait, was that? That was okay. Yeah. That was.
Yeah,
the first
that was
one.
before the actual
Blank, blanks, and blank.
Joseph was a trumpet.
shorts made specifically for the channel, but they all sort of followed in that vein.
Yeah. Oops. But yeah, that's how that all started in a nutshell.
And
Does that switch on it?
Oh, got it. I had not heard of THAC actually until today. I had loved Marble Hornets, and I was just telling Noah that I went and watched their top 10 Halloween things video, and I was sitting in the vendor room just laughing out loud. So if you get a chance today, watch that video.
Yeah.
And Clear Lake's 44. What is all that about?
Secret.
What?
Here's how.
No.
Figured.
It's in its infancy, I guess. Right now, we wanted to make something in a similar vein as Marble Hornets, with the whole spooky mystery thing going on. But since we're so in the beginning, similar to Marble Hornets, we haven't revealed too much just yet.
Yeah, it's basically it's a series that kind of plays with the same kind of elements of the thrilling, the horror, the entire concept of making something that's anticipation, like building up for the audience to really see where the spook's gonna come from. But,
Where are the spooks?
but yeah, basically what we're doing is we're giving different pieces, different elements, different clues, if you will, to kind of teach rules on what's going on and everything, and it's kind of building from there. So, but yeah, it's in the same kind of lines of Marble Hornets. It's a lot of fun.
So if y'all have any questions and want to come line up right over here.
Do it.
Do it.
You won't do it. Oh, wow.
Dude, they're nice.
Yeah, we actually have someone. Usually when we do
I'm
panels,
actually really mean, so.
I'll start us off.
okay.
Okay. So you mentioned in previous panels and interviews some of the strengths and weaknesses of using found footage, like not being able to use dramatic irony and stuff like that. So Hollywood has had a few ventures into the found footage scene.
A handful.
Yeah,
So
a few.
this is a two-part question. One, which if you've seen any of these, which do you think get it right and which get it wrong, and what they do and don't understand about the medium? And then, what's your favorite found footage movie?
My favorite one, I guess I'll say the boring answer, is Blair Witch Project. I really like that movie. It scared the crap out of me when I was like 12 when it came out. I've seen like the first Paranormal Activity, and it was okay.
My favorite is the Poughkeepsie tapes because it doesn't beat you over the head with trying to justify having the camera. It makes sense from the get-go. It is a crazy person filming themselves, and that's all you need to know. And then it's just about the story, and you're just using it as a framing device. Paranormal Activity 2 and 3, the last ones, did the opposite, where they're really about telling you, hey, we have these cameras. Let me tell you why.
Right.
In case you didn't believe me, this, security cameras and, oh, here, let's justify for some reason the guy from Paranormal 1 by having Paranormal Activity 2 being like, oh, that's a nice camera you got. Maybe I'll get one. Hi, call back. And then,
Wait, did that actually happen?
yes, you see the two main characters from Paranormal Activity 1 because they're related to the family in 2 because it turns into this whole family curse, and I'll get to that in a second.
Paranormal Activity, the panel.
Yeah.
Getting
But-
salty.
But the husband or fiance, I can't remember.
The dude.
Yeah, the guy that has the camera in Paranormal Activity 1 goes over to the family of Paranormal Activity 2's house because it's all happened as a prequel, and he's like,
Wait,
hey,
this happens in 2. He shows
Yeah.
up in 2, he's like, hey, look at this camera I have.
no, he's the guy, the father in Paranormal Activity 2 has the camera.
Oh, and they give it.
No, and the guy's like, well, that's really cool. I should get one of
That's
those.
dumb.
It is super dumb. And in Paranormal Activity 3, the boyfriend of the mom of the two girls who are the girls in Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 is just happens to be a wedding filmographer. Filmmaker.
I thought you were about to say welding specialist.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool,
I
actually.
threw myself off and I can't words anymore. But it's like, oh,
You got too
okay,
salty.
I get it. Yeah.
That whole thing kind of sounds like they're making a Jumanji 2, and it's because the girl was like, we should play that again.
Yeah, I think found footage as a whole is really cool, but there's a lot of really not cool ideas behind it. In fact, the AV Club actually did an article the other day talking about found footage, and they made a good point. It's not a lazy medium, it's lazy filmmaking is the reason found footage isn't being taken seriously anymore, and it feels like this just played out trope, is because you have people that look at it in the wrong light. They're like, we can make a really cheap movie and get a lot of cheap scares, but they really go after that, and then they end up giving up so much of the storytelling and things like that.
What is the other question? Sorry.
What's our favorite, what we think they do right and wrong?
Oh, okay.
I've only ever seen, off the top of my head, I can only think of 2 found footage movies. One is Blair Witch, which I saw like within the past year, and then it's kind of a combination of found footage / mockumentary, but this movie called Incident at Loch Ness, which has been kind of forgotten over the years, but it's Werner Herzog's in it, and it is really good and a lot funnier than I expected. So if you want something a little different, be sure to check it out. I don't want to ruin what it's about. apparently there is going to be a found footage Doctor Who episode this season, so I don't know. Maybe they'll get it right. I don't know.
I was gonna say too, to connect with what Joseph was saying, I definitely agree with that because a lot of films, like some people will try to just use that as an element without forgetting that it's kind of like if your medium is clay, you can still make something really cool. But if someone goes, oh, he's just using clay, it depends with what they use with it. So I definitely agree with that. And with that being said, that movie, it wasn't found footage, but I liked the element that it was telling stories through, not just straight through the narrative, but like a video log, was District 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
It kind of started off as that, but then
the whole movie wasn't that, but like there are little elements in that movie that it goes like, oh hey, you're watching all this corrupt stuff, but the film's not supposed to show you that, or like that's not the point, but you, the audience, learn those things. So I think that was a cool element, just throwing that out there.
It's a good movie. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
Hi.
first I'd like to compliment Joseph on what you're wearing.
Thank you.
And how would you guys describe your creative process?
Do you want to go individually, or do you want to?
All over the place.
Yeah.
Since it's probably going to be all over the place, creative process-wise, then yes.
Yeah. It usually starts with, hey, I had a really dumb idea. Let's do it.
You've seen the THAC videos and
Yeah.
stuff. That's a pretty accurate representation. Real life, art imitates life there.
There you go. Take from life, exactly.
Lack of sleep usually.
As far as Marble Hornets and now Achilles 44 goes, we would always, and still do, we would kind of go, all right, we start here. Here's how we're starting off. We have person and person named this and that, and they eventually are dead in a dumpster. In between, spoilers. In between,
Not spoiler.
how do we get from A to C? What's B?
Right.
And then we figure out B.001, B.002, and it becomes a big thing.
Yeah, if anything, if you're curious on like getting into writing, a really good thing to do is to find out basically bullets that you want to really tell yourself, that you really want like to share with your story. So if you really want an element where it's like, you know what, I really like it when I watch a movie, and I really like when a character has like a really emotional moment thinking about like, wow, what could I have done? And you want to work with that, You can grow from there and go, maybe I want to deal with like a soldier, maybe he should have joined the military or something, or I want to work with like a presidential candidate who regrets supporting something and wants to go back on his word. And then kind of spider it, like just go off, just build how you want to do it. So kind of like what Troy was saying, like here's my beginning, here's my end, and then figure out the middle. Sometimes it's good to even start with a middle and then go outward. So it basically is a really good idea when you want to construct something is find something that you like and find something that you want to run with, and then find out how you can flourish that so then you can get your audience to where you want to be with that piece. I really want them to feel that. So go from there.
So yeah, all over the place.
Yeah. Sorry I gave a serious answer.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
So, I have two questions. Can you tell us a little more about how you're planning on expanding with your studio? Like, what you're planning on doing once you get that established?
It's a slow-moving process, but eventually we do want to get some like studio space set up and everything, and have actual. We attempted not too long ago building like a little miniature set for Spooky Drawer, and I think we realized we needed a little bit more space for it and a few more things for it.
Right.
But we do want to eventually lead into having some kind of sets for things and not have to depend solely upon Noah's wall all the time.
I would say just your workspace is your workspace.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily needing like a building or you need like some kind of thing. It's more like make do with what you have, and yeah, we have talked in the past that like, oh yeah, we want to build up the studio and everything like that, and that's something that's definitely we are interested in doing. I would just say that the plan I would say is more so geared to focus on the concept, focus on the creations of projects and everything like that, innovate there, build outward, and then grow. And then if you want to make a building, make a building. You know.
Oh yeah. I didn't mean to imply that like, oh, we don't have a studio, so we suck.
No. I know. I'm just sharing my 2 cents.
Eventually, we want to get up to that point.
I mean, like, are you gonna do a feature?
That would be fun.
That'd be cool.
I don't think
people always tell us like, hey, you should do a feature thing where Morningstar Sinclair, Craig Digsby, Computer Jim, and Owen Hankinson all clash together. And we're like, that'd be pretty funny. But you know, maybe one day. Who knows?
Okay, but and the other thing was, this may be a dumb question, but is Tim in Clear Lakes 44 the same Tim in Marble Hornets? Or is it a totally alternate universe?
We said it was going to be the same universe, just different storylines. Yeah, it's same universe, different storylines.
Alright, thanks. I'm sorry about the cider.
It's okay.
I'll
walk it off.
You didn't like stick a funnel in his mouth and force him to drink it or anything. It was his dumb fault.
Sorry, I poisoned it.
Well, that is your fault.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
So my question is in terms of the sound and the general atmosphere of your series. How do you decide what kind of sound effect to use, like distortion and static, or basically just general atmosphere?
The distortion can kind of rise and fall with the action, I think. Like you have the contrast between like if it's a quiet moment that's building some tension, you might have some little blips and fuzzes in there. But then if it's something big like Entry 72, where it's big, like sort of apocalyptic almost, where it's crashing in all directions, the sound effects kind of complement the action, I would say.
Yeah, we try not to. There are a few occasions where this, but we try not to make the sound effects the only thing that happens in a jump scare too. Is because I really hate that in movies now. Is if you want to give someone a scare, don't just make it the noise like when well, I don't know if I said this when they were making Always Watching, the movie based on Marble Hornets. We were talking with the not the director, was it Riley? Riley who we were talking? Yeah. Who was the producer, right? He was a producer, and I was talking to him one time, and he was just like, just please don't. Just make sure they don't make the stuff happen, because I hate that, and it doesn't. And I think they avoided it, didn't they? Yeah, they did. So yeah, like I'm glad that they skipped ahead of that. But in terms of just the sound in general, yeah, it's all about building the tension and everything, because we didn't have the luxury of having quiet moments have like a soundtrack or anything. We didn't have like a thing going on because that would make any sense.
Yeah, having a musical score is kind of out of place in a found footage story, so you kind of have to find other ways to use sound to help build mood.
Hey Tim, where's that music coming from?
I like it. It sounds great.
Thank you.
Hi.
What is the direct inspiration of the operator's abilities?
A lot of it we just kind of made up to fit what we needed to happen in the story. For example, we never wanted to show the operator moving because we couldn't make it look that good. So the obvious solution to that is, okay, we won't. And we also want, because part of the reason
we'll have it teleport instead.
Yeah, we wanted him to move really fast, but there was literally no way we could do that and make it look convincing. So it's like, okay, he teleports when you're not looking, which is actually pretty darn scary in of itself, because it's like you turn around and booga booga. And stuff like the memory loss and stuff was something we came up with to be a narrative explanation for Jake forgetting so much stuff throughout the series, because we wanted a big reveal, like you actually were more involved in this than you anticipated.
And then we made it the whole conceit of season 2 too. Yeah. It was like the whole thing that started season 2.
So a lot of it and a lot of stuff that's actually associated with the Slender Man specifically now was spawned out of Marble Hornets, and us needing devices and stuff to tell the story we wanted to tell. As for specific inspirations, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man.
Hi, is it okay if I ask 2 questions?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
First, can you give me a job?
All right. File your resume too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, friggin', I
Worth a
figured I'd
shot.
give it a shot. Yeah.
It's
But,
okay. Joseph was going. We were at Dragon Con one time, and Joseph was going to ask William Shatner if he would be in one of our videos.
But then some. Okay, I'm sorry, but I need to tell this story. I'm so mad. That's another Dragon Con panel experience, which makes me be like, I never want to go to panels at Dragon Con anymore. We were at William Shatner's panel, got in, and I was going to ask him that because everyone says you just have to ask. And he was in a like local law firm's commercial, so I'm like, he does the small stuff.
Oh, Mike Slocum.
Mike Slocum. Because everyone was asking, you know, Star Trek stuff, obviously, and I wanted to go up and be like, what was it like working with Mike Slocum? No, I got up there and I was waiting in line for the entire panel because that man, he knows how to do the con circuit. He gets up there for an hour and he answers 4 questions, basically, because he'll just go on tangents.
We've never done
kind
that.
of like this. But I'm up there and I finally get to be the next person up. And like, sorry, no more questions, no more questions. I'm like, oh, fine. And I start to go back to my seat, and William Shatner says, we have time for one more question, right? I'm like, yes! And the person with the microphone had started to walk away, and they're like, oh, okay. And they start walking towards me with the microphone, like this. Some dick. Excuse me, I know this is in the afternoon, and I'm trying to be more
His name was
PG.
Dick. His name was Dick.
Yeah, so Dick McJerkhead. It's Scottish. He just shouts out a random question, and it was a stupid question too.
I don't remember what it was.
It was like some like, what would your character like about blood? Or whatever.
That's exactly what he asked.
Yeah. Just some random stupid question, and like people were actually groaning because it was such a stupid question. Not that mine was going to be any better, but it was going to be mine.
At least you had like a goal.
Yeah.
You were in pursuit of something.
And then that was it. He answered it, and that was it. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, right. But I admire asking because I wanted to do the same at one point.
All right. That was a good story. Okay, for the serious
That was a great
question,
story.
I actually wanted to go back to what you said earlier, Joseph, about how I forgot what movie you said. Oh yeah, Poughkeepsie Tapes didn't like beat you over the head with the explanation for the found footage. And something I've been discussing with a lot of my friends who are fans of the genre, I can name throughout Milo, he's not here. Anyway, but we have been talking a lot about how the crucial problem tends to be like what you said, like them over-explaining why they need the camera. And like if there's a good explanation for the camera, it usually works. You just need a simple one, like it's a news crew, or like you said, like somebody who's unstable who's filming themselves or something like that, which I think you guys did really well.
Another example is Quarantine. The remake they did. It's like, it's an okay movie, but it's like, it's a news crew.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
So my question really is going into Clear Lakes 44. Now, a lot of people have been commenting on the forums and stuff like that, like, whose perspective are we watching from? Is this still found footage? And my basic, I don't know, just without having talked to you guys, speculation was like, maybe you're just not gonna give us an explanation and you're keeping the aesthetic while moving forward, or maybe there's some big twist coming we don't know about, I don't know. But I was just wondering if I could get any thoughts on that?
Maybe.
No.
I would say,
Perhaps.
look forward to the future, my friend.
Perchance.
All right.
Perchance, an answer on a fortnight.
All right, thank you.
I wish I had a better answer, I'm sorry.
Don't do it. No, ask your question, but I know what you're gonna do, and don't do it.
I'm gonna surprise you, Joseph. What's it like an average day at THAC? You're expecting a pun, Joseph.
I'm still.
He's still
There's
waiting.
lots of facting. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm being set up. I know it.
Honestly, I'm just stalling until I can think of one.
Is it,
You
was
didn't
it just for
prepare?
Joseph or for
No, for
everyone?
all of you.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go down that room? Tim, you start.
I mean, we get to usually either Noah's apartment or, well, yeah, it tends to be Noah's apartment by now. And it's usually, I'm trying to think, it really depends on what it is we're making, I think.
That's true.
Um,
We gotta get in the right mindset.
mhm. But then, you know, for every day that we're together, there's a few days apart because there's, you know, Troy will be editing, or apparently I do music for videos now. You know, it just kind of happened that way. So yeah, it really kind of depends on what we are working on and what it is that we're all doing with it, I guess.
It's about what you'd expect from a bunch of nerds.
I will be editing the videos that we have shot at Noah's usually, or making sure my kid doesn't cut her finger in a like electrical outlet or something. that's usually how my stuff goes.
Again, kind of depending on the project. If it's like, all right, let's go over, you know, what's going to happen in the next episode of blank, then it's more just kind of like, okay, how do we get into where I got to be? If I'm going to be on camera, I'm going to be kind of trying to get in the mindset of like, okay, who am I today? I don't know who I'm going to be. Sometimes I'm talking about computers, sometimes ghosts. Depends on what's going on. And if it's animation, I basically just kind of lay it out day by day. Just kind of like production log, go like, okay, this is what I want to build out. This is what I'm going to be working on today. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a very much of a person who likes to wake up and go, okay, what's in front of me? What am I doing? Like, what are we going with? And I don't know. I kind of do that with Computer Gym. When we did the recent one, episode 4, when we revealed the mysterious villain. Basically, I'm like, okay, Computer Gym. Hey, it's Computer Gym. What's going on? And then I'm like, okay, villain guy. Computer Gym is not the villain. Okay, so he said it. All right. So it's basically just like I have to like, it just switches in my head, and so that's kind of what gets me driven, what gets me motivated when I'm playing characters and stuff like that, and just working on stuff. So.
I already said that's what you expect from a bunch of nerds.
There you go.
So,
All right. There you have it.
All right, thank you. Seems you guys are very studious at your studio.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Stay with that too.
Hello.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
One, what was your inspiration between Masky and Hoodie?
So,
Wait, are those the 2 questions in one, or is that just the first question?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the first question.
Okay.
Maskey came around because we wanted a more tangible threat for Jay. Because the operator is all about the psychological horror and wounds that he inflicts upon you.
He looks, but he don't touch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Maskey's much more touchy.
We wanted the contrast between a animalistic villain of Maskey being the whatever. I'm not going to do the air quotes anymore. The fans named him. He's Maskey. Whatever. we just usually call him who he was. We wanted like the animalistic charging and punching you in the face character of Maskey. And
You know, like a panther.
Yeah. Yeah, he was going to be an actual live panther, but we couldn't afford that.
They just settled for someone with panther-like physique.
And then with Hoodie, we wanted more of a cerebral, I'm setting all of this up on you, you're my pawns, and you walked right into my trap. Yeah. Yep. That was a line he was going to say at one point, but he was going to have a villainous monologue.
You had to villainous monologue. Ha! You walked into my trap, Jay. Ha! Basically, so that was lines from Maskey?
Yeah, no, hoodie and Maskey.
Oh, Hoodie and Maskey,
Yeah,
okay.
They were gonna talk off each other. They're gonna corner Jay with their muskets.
It was all
Musky.
You can find all the deleted scenes on, no.
Musket Maskey.
Musky.
And your second.
And
Sorry.
the second one was, and I don't know if it's much of a spoiler, but about the burning of the building. What was your idea behind that? Like,
I got really tired of that house and I just really wanted to burn it down. We wanted to show how far off the deep end Alex had gone. That he was ready to end it through any means necessary.
Especially fire.
Especially fire. From a practical standpoint, maybe not the safest thing we've ever done. To be 100% honest, I don't know that dousing our patio in gasoline and lighting it was our safest idea.
It's okay. We sprayed the walls with water first.
Yeah.
And we had some wet towels.
We had a
actual
fire
fire extinguisher. So.
It already felt off at the time, but saying it out loud now just makes it sound even worse. Oh my god, you did that.
And,
Yeah, Tim was like, I got this fire extinguisher. I was like, we don't need that. Whatever.
I waited because we did kind of not a dry run because we actually caught stuff on fire, but it was real fast. It's like a test because it's like we probably only have one shot at this.
Because we didn't have enough gasoline.
And we wanted to make sure we got these shots, so I had to wait like a couple seconds longer than I did during the dry run. And the really flammable stuff with gasoline is the fumes. It's not the liquid, it's the fumes. And it is, it runs combustion engines for a freaking reason, man. And those
Almost if it combusts.
yeah, and those
Really fast.
Those extra couple of seconds were enough for it to get almost to my eye line when I lit the was I using a lighter or a match? I can't
It was a
remember.
lighter.
Yeah, the lighter. So it's like I was still like a few feet away from the ground when it just went and everything. And the reaction of Alex of stepping back, that's my real reaction.
Man, you would look so much cooler if you lit a match and just tossed it
And
down
just not
instead.
had eyebrows.
Yeah, toss the match down, but like your back is already turned by the time it catches fire.
No, what you should have done is gotten some of the fire breather stuff in your mouth and then like let a match. Oh my god, he really is crazy.
In addition to that, we actually waited a couple of seconds to make sure, the fire was on camera, and then we put it out, and I dropped the wet towel on it, pulled it up, and the towel was like on fire, and I was like, and after that, it's like, all right, I hope you got it, because I'm not doing that again.
Tonight at 11, a bunch of nerds burned down their house for the internet.
Normally we joke about how, how our first takes are usually pretty bad, but there was only one take of that, so yeah. Luckily we made it count.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
So yes, we actually set their house on fire.
So it's been a while since I've seen you, so congratulations on babies and joining the ranks of the married. That was cool.
I don't think I'm mistaken, but you were at our first GMX.
Yeah.
You did the paper. Dread comes.
That's what I was doing.
I can't see your hands from
I was saying you were the one that wrote the paper that made its appearance in the first the second house entry when Tim and I were there.
Yes.
That's
Entry
me.
72.
Yeah.
There you go. Guys again.
Can we tell you a story about that?
Yes.
Just real quick.
I would love to hear a story about
We
this.
thought we freaking lost it.
Yeah.
And we were like, we can't do that. We made a promise.
Yeah. That's why it took like 2 years.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
It was a long time, so I wouldn't have been surprised.
You know where we found it? We found it in our little welcome packet that GMX gives us each year with all the information and stuff.
And you still had it?
Because we keep everything fans give us, and I've proven that on stream. People are like, "Hey, do you have this thing?" I'm like, "I will go get it and prove this to you."
Yeah.
And so that's why I was so distraught. I was like, "I know we didn't throw this away. Where is it?" And then I can't remember. It was one of us. We were just moving stuff around, and I was like, "Hey, what's this?" And I open it up, and it's like, "Ah, it's here."
It was in my the smaller apartment that I was in, the spiral staircase. It was in the HVAC for some reason.
And we were seriously a few days away from messaging you on Facebook being like, "Hey, can you draw us another?"
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see you guys again. So the question is, a while back, the Funsies channel changed to THAC TV, and then we started getting, weird middle of the night PBS style shows. And so I guess I'm just curious about the direction of inspiration. You change your name and you go, oh, we can make TV shows that are weird and funny. Or did you have TV show ideas and go, oh, we'll just change our name and make them all?
It started with Nature Break, and then we were like, how can we do more of this? I think we started with Nature Break with Craig Digsby, and then one of our fans was like, hey, it's way better if you watch this on like 140p on YouTube. It looks like crap, and we were like, what if we made it look like that on purpose? And so it went Nature Break, then was it Space Time?
Yeah, Space Time and Computer Gym.
In Space Time does look like crap.
Yeah, because Tim literally runs it through a VCR.
Yeah, I put together a rough cut that has everywhere. There are parts whenever it stutters that are also sort of used to mask cuts and things, like where the tape is warped. So what I would usually do is I would make a rough cut that has those gaps where those cuts would be in it. I burn it onto a DVD, and then I have a DVD player and a VCR. I play the DVD, record it onto a VHS tape, and then I have like a USB component cable to USB converter. So then I play the VCR back onto my computer and record that on my computer, and then I cut the rest after that. So it's quite a process for those short little videos.
That's love. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Right on. In a computer gym, we just make it flying in your face.
Right.
And Spooky Drawer is fantastic. You do a great job with that.
Thank you, man.
Hey, you should come to the booth at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock?
No reason. Unrelated reason. I'm sorry.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
Hi. I know you don't like to answer a lot of questions about Clear Lakes 44 because it's a little baby still, but
Wait, did you just call us little babies?
No, I know.
Yes.
The series is
I know you guys suck.
We are huge tiny babies though, like for real.
But,
Go ahead.
I just wanted to see if you guys might clear up something that's been a little a question of controversy in the fandom. It's not. I don't think it's a really big plot detail, but then again, I don't write the series, so you don't have to answer it.
Okay.
But
Yes, we got John Cena to play Walker.
yeah, I knew that. Can you hint at what that Walker guy might have stolen from that store? What he stole?
Canned John Cena. It might have been corn. Yeah.
Jam Cena.
Yeah.
Something to feast on.
Food.
Fancy.
Can. That's what it was. Yeah. Food in a can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fancy.
You decide.
It was Brian's head.
Hey. Old reference.
Is there a reason why we can't specify what kind of canned food it was?
Because I don't remember.
Oh,
it was
baked beans.
It was your pork and beans, wasn't it? No,
Was it Heinz baked beans?
It was a.
No.
No, I know that. It was two different things. It was two different
Oh,
things.
I see what you're saying.
Because I didn't actually steal something.
Of
We
course.
didn't actually steal anything from that store. So yeah,
Oh, so it was two
was
different
one thing and then it was another later.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in series.
It was like asparagus.
Very plot importance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find your strength.
What was
The
it?
baking style.
This answer is extremely important.
Yeah.
You think we're joking until the next episode comes up that says the bean killer.
Yeah. A bean costume. Yes. Hi.
Hi. I've been following Marble Hornets for a long time, I think since it started, and I was just
Thanks.
really curious, where did you guys film it? Was it here in Tennessee or was it elsewhere?
It was in Alabama.
Okay.
All except one scene at one hotel.
99.999% of the shots were in Alabama. There's one, it was in season 2 near the end. There's a shot in a hotel that Jay is staying in when the phone rings, and it's like Alex. It was the entry where Alex and Jay go to Alex's old house, and says like, "Hey, I jumped out of that window," or whatever he says. Out of context, that would sound really weird. The shot in the hotel when Jay answers the phone was actually shot in Mississippi because I was in Mississippi doing something else with another film crew at the time, and I just shot that while I was there because I had the camera. So yeah, that's the only shot that does not take place in Alabama.
And later on, when it got
much more popular, people on the internet knew more about it. Did you ever have anybody recognize you when you were filming and come up and be like, hey, are you the Marble Hornets guys?
Once.
In the parking lot.
Once when we were actually filming. It was, I don't remember what entry it was. It's like 50.
It's where they were talking about the schedule. And stuff.
Yeah, it was like the second or third.
It was like 54, I think.
Yeah, in season 3. There is Brian, Tim, and Alex walking up the road talking about going to a place that could probably pass as a school. And while they were talking in that parking lot, like before it takes, someone just rolled up beside us that actually like lived in that apartment complex.
Yeah,
I
they're
think.
like, hey, are you Marble Hornets guy?
Yeah, and they went, cool.
They're like, cool, I like that.
So they were like hanging out of their car when they did it.
Yeah. They should have like door flipped us or something. God, nerds. Yes.
I'm not sure if I should wait till you're at the table, but I have a hey try this.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cool.
We'll try that. We'll try it right now.
Let's try that.
Come on.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Hey Try This is a series we do where we try things that you give us and we see if we like them.
Usually they're terrible.
Do you
Is this
accept
one terrible?
booze for Hey Try This?
Okay.
Awesome,
This one's
thanks.
terrible.
We appreciate that.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my god.
I see.
God.
I see wieners.
Smoked Polish sausage is this one from Back Road Country.
Delicious.
Hey,
Nice.
I was just
Old-fashioned frog jam.
What?
It's F-R-O-G, so I guess it's things that start with those letters. At least I hope it is. Oh, I got really scared for a second. I thought this was those awful licorice.
Look at the hand.
The good snack people, root beer sticks.
Oh, that sounds.
Root
I don't know,
beer
these
sticks.
look pretty good to me. Let me try a root beer.
Oh, we have, well, do you want to start with root beer, or do you want to start with the pickled smoked
I
Polish
say
sausage?
we do it last because
It's
that
like
would be
dessert.
A palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so you want to go down the ranks? And...
Yeah.
Let's start with some meat.
All right. Boy.
Why don't we try this while also trying to answer the next question?
Do it.
Oh my god, I got it on the table. I'm so sorry.
You got the meat juice on the table. Just take a swig.
It smells like I am no.
I can't tell from there, but that liquid is up to the brim of that jar. Like,
I'm trying. I have to be very careful here. I'm so scared.
Just grab it. Shove it in
I
your
am.
hand.
I'm holding
Grab
it
that
above
wiener.
the water line.
What's your question?
Yes.
So my question is, throughout the series, you film in a lot of really dilapidated, abandoned buildings, and I was just really surprised how you found so many of such a variety, and I wondered how you accomplished that.
I don't
did
think
you know
this is
those were there, or did you have to search or ask people, or what?
I think with most of them, we kind of, there were places we already knew of, and just didn't say, and once we already started doing the show, we were like, hey, you know that abandoned place in wherever that we might have checked out, like freshman year of college or something like that, we could use that as a location, and that would be really cool. And at least at the end of season 3,
Not anymore.
the abandoned school was actually just an unused portion of my old high school. So that was one that I'd already been aware of for years, and then we were just like, hey, we should actually use this.
Ooh, it is tart when you swallow it. Oh my goodness.
D&D session.
Oh.
Just gets worse the longer it's in my mouth.
I feel like I bit an olive and then surprise, there's a hot dog inside.
You gotta pace yourself, you put the whole thing like to the side, then you shoot off little bits and sort of
Like a little hot dog machine.
Yeah.
Do we have any water back there?
There's water over there.
A big old tank over there.
Can someone give me a cup of water, please?
I'll do the honors.
Anyone up there?
He's like, someone's getting it, I think.
A lot of wiener talk.
Never mind, I changed my mind. I don't like that. You don't want the aroma over there?
Yeah.
I just don't want to spill it. My mind's unchanged. I still think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's not literally the worst thing I've ever had.
It's a hot dog olive.
I just want some water to cleanse my palate before I have some frog jam.
It's very.
Well, let me just read what the frog jam is. It is sugar, red raspberries, orange peels, figs, water, and then additives and junk.
Well, that
and
sounds
ginger.
nice.
Yeah.
So there's no frog. There's no frog in it. That's good. Yes.
That's
while
kind of
we're-
disappointing.
While we're waiting.
5 minutes.
My friend wanted, she couldn't be here, so she asked, Jessica disappeared on camera before Jay and Tim got mixed up with Alex near the end, but after that she was with Tim in the parking lot. Where did she go and how did she return?
It's a mystery. Yeah. About Jessica's fate. Is
One of
left
those
up-
things
left in
that's
the air.
intentionally vague. Sorry.
Do you know what?
Yes, it is.
All right, we only have a few more minutes, so let's try the rest of these things really quick.
The frog jam.
Frog jam.
It smells kind of like dirt.
Just put
That's very direct.
a little dab on your finger or something.
We're gonna eat jam. Ask your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? I know in Marble Hornets, the Nasty and Hoodie didn't really have like.
You didn't go wait for him to say, "Hey, try this."
You have to try.
You gotta do it for each.
You have to try it. You have to try it. I won't say anything until you guys try it. It's not good though.
Well,
go ahead.
Go.
I was wondering how you felt about, because in Nasty and Hoodie didn't really have the official names for Marble Hornets, and you guys did little air quotes for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And you just gave it up.
Yeah. You were here when we gave it up. Like, okay, you win.
I was wondering how you feel about fans naming the characters in Brewlegs 44 already, and if there's any preferred names you have for each of them, or if any names you think are better than the other ones, or any thoughts on them.
Without saying anything, no, it's saying anything.
Not saying anything.
Yeah, hey, try this, real quick. Wow. Jam, frogs.
I do like that.
I do like that. I would put that on a bagel or a scone.
It tastes like figs and dirt to me.
Okay.
Delicious.
I don't prefer it.
Hey,
Try
this.
this.
Yeah,
Well, you said you didn't want to say. That's root beer liquor.
That's
Tastes
your
like root
liquor.
beer. Okay.
I like all this stuff. You said it wasn't going to be any good. Can I just like come
You can have it.
where all the good snacks are?
What I meant to say was, without saying too much, A, you guys are open to what you want to do. That's really cool. If anything, it's awesome. I mean, people have drawn like really cool fan art and given cool names and concepts and theories. That's great. Bring them on. The only thing I could say is there's more meaning to titles than you think, and we can leave it at that. Yeah.
Sweet.
I think we're out of time. We have one more.
We have one last question.
Okay.
One last question.
What are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
My question is for Troy.
Uh-huh.
I think you're pretty hot. Can I get your number?
Oh. Oh. That's my wife. Hi.
So can I get it?
Yes. I'll give you
Say it on the microphone.
Yeah. The one that like goes to the hotline that says you just got faked out, bro.
The John-
There was someone that was
the John
behind
Cena
us,
hotline.
You can, yeah, just one more.
All
Real
right.
quick.
Is this mostly directed towards Joseph, I guess?
So,
Would you guys be in one of my student films?
I mean,
Where?
Yeah, where?
Somewhere in Nashville, I guess. And when you're down for a con or something, be real fast.
Yeah, I mean, for free, yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest, probably not gonna make the drive just for it.
I know.
But if I'm in town, yeah, hit me up.
This is mostly William Shatner joking about it.
Awesome. I like it. Oh, I get it. That's a callback.
Full circle.
She punked you.
See, yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. We got
Talk to my agent. We'll
Thank you to everyone who came out here today.
Thank you.
Can we give them a round of applause?
Okay, bye.
All right, if you
Get out.
guys want to see us, we will be in the dealer's room. We have we have a booth that you can come in and we can hang out, we can talk, we can give you a hug, whatever you want.
We're next to the Honest Trailers guy.
And we have another panel at 4.
Yes, we do.
Check it out.
I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Sweet.
Bye.